Hello, hi, my name is Emmanuel Bountiful, and I'm sharing this video as a resource tool. You're going to need it anytime. You can always watch and rewatch and rewatch and all of that. So this video is focused on when you have a webmail created. So let's say you're working for any company and they give you an access, right? You have an access. They give you like, oh, this is going to be your corporate email that you're going to be using for corporate conversation and communications, right? So how do you go about using this? First, you can log in using the direct link that has been given, and then you can just input the email and the password. Or if you want the what I call it, while you're working on the system on your system, if an email drops, instead of you going to the link, you can have an in-app that would basically give you the notification. So you might want to watch this video, right? It will also going to help you navigate that process. So the first thing is um, you're going to log in on the web for the first time because there's a reason you're going to log in to the web for the first time. So, for example, I have Bountiful at simbi dot com dot ng, right? Right. Um, oh, bountiful.com.ng, not .com.ng. So this varies. So whatever the company name, you might see something that has your name, your full name with the company and all of that, that kind of email address, right? So the next thing is I'm going to go with my password, right? And then I'll click on login. So it is going to redirect me to my login interface. Okay. So this is the easy one, not easy one, like the one that okay you can always open on your laptop, like open based on your browser. Okay. This is the one that you'll be opening on your browser. So the alternate one is the one you're going to be opening using what? Outlook. So let's say, for example, you want to use this one, right? The web one. Um, you can, compose your email, send emails to anyone, and then also attach any files you want to attach and communicate the way you choose best to really communicate with the person. Send an email so you can send to the person, you put a subject, and then you could also attach what they call it, a CC or BCC, right? And then an email also they can also reply to, whichever the case may be, or an email also they can also send for follow up, right? Follow up email, send email to this one. If you want to send CC, you can add CC. If you want to send add BCC, you can also do that. If you want to say reply to, all of those, you can fill all these parameters if you want to, based on the type of conversations you want to have. And this is where you're going to have your content and all. And this is where you're going to also attach the file. You can also return a receipt to know when it has been delivered and all, right? Um, and then this is going to be your contact section where you can, manage contacts you frequently have conversations with, and all of that. You could also import, right? You can import contacts from a vcard or csv contacts. You can also import them and add them to your address contact list based on how you want to be communicating, right? um then you can also have your settings here. Under your settings you have the opportunity to be able to set up some preferences, the what they call it, the user interface, how you want it to look, the date and time and the format, and you can also do what they call it, pop-ups, right? And then you could also have your preferences here for mailbox view, how you want it to show, right? And then under identities, folders are basically normal folders and all of that. Under identities, you want to also come here to set up um, You want to set up the ID of your account. So identities, you click on that your email, something is going to open up here. That's where you're going to do your settings, okay, your display name, how you want your name to display, and then the name of your organization. And, if you have a signature, you can also upload the signature here and click on save. That's it. All right. If you want to, what they call it, change your password, you go to your webmail home, right? Under the webmail home, you can be able to change your password. So how do you do that? You go scroll down to um, you scroll down to update email and update your webmail password, right? And then if you also want to do autoresponders, so autoresponders are for emails that if you're not available, what could be what response could be going to that to those emails. And then you also want to do forwarders too, in a case whereby you want to forward a particular email to a particular mailbox, right? You can, also forward that. So, for example, you could add a forwarder, and so you could say any email that is coming to Bountiful, let it go to another email, and then you can add a forwarder. So anytime somebody sends an email to this, a copy will be sent to that particular email you want it to forward. So that's how to do forwarders. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the webmail settings section. So the same go for autoresponders, right? When you go to autoresponders, you can create an autoresponder in the case of if you're not available to respond to emails, probably maybe you are on leave or something, right? You can you can also put the intervals you set up from the email, the subject, and then the body of the message, and you could also put the time you want it to start. So probably maybe at the time you're about leaving for vacation or leave, and when it's going to stop at the time, probably maybe 2 weeks vacation and all of that. So you put where is this coming from? Your email, you could say from um whatever, you could put from Bountiful, right? And then the subject of the email, right? You put the subject of the email, and you also put the body of the content, and click create, right? So once you do that, anytime the time frame of the you've set reach, it will automatically be responded by autoresponders. Okay, so that's that. So that's that on autoresponder. So this way you can see multiple autoresponders that you can set up, right? Um, For the password, this is where you're going to go and set up your password. Um, and go to password and all. All right, so you could set up a new password and confirm the new password, or you can use the password generator to generate the password for you, and then you click on save. That's it. All right. So that's that on setting ups and all of that. Um, um, yeah. So you could this page should indicate your usage. Indicate your usage. So I'm going to go back to my webmail. I'm going to go back to the webmail, and then click on open this and then open. Um, the next thing I want to share with you now is going to be how to configure. That is one part if you want to use the webmail, and you want to use this particular one to basically manage your email. That's fine. But if you want the one that if an email drops, you can easily get a notification. Probably maybe you're working on something or a document or something else outside the browser. and you want an email to drop, right? Once it drops, you get a notification. So there's an app called Outlook. It's like the default on most laptops, right? So I'm going to bring that in here. So this is your Outlook. So I have a couple of, you could add as much emails as you want to. You could add up to 100 emails. There's no limitation, right? You could also basically use it to manage all your emails. If you have a lot of emails, probably maybe you're working for different organizations and all of that, you have a lot of emails, you can actually seamlessly add those emails here. So every email is going to be dropping here. You're going to be getting either your Gmail, your Hotmail, your corporate email, every single email you want to manage. You can easily manage them here. All right. So I already have an account. So the first thing I'm going to do is if I want to add the Bountiful at Simbi and I want to add it to my Outlook here, first thing I'm going to do is going to click on Add Account. Under Add Account, it's going to tell me to type my email address. So I'm going to go ahead and type Bountiful at simbi.ng, and then I'm going to click on what continue. So it's going to come up with some information that I need to impute. All right. Why that is happening. Let's wait a minute. Okay. So the next is I'm going to paste my password. And then if you want to, you could also say show more. So now, what is this show more? It's going to come with some of these settings. So at any point you see these settings, even on your mobile phone, you can also follow the same process. When you go to your mobile device and you go to where you add your Gmail, you can see add account. So when you want to add account, it's going to ask you, is it a Gmail or is it an IMAP or other mail? You could select other email and input the same details. So now we're gonna look at this, right? So how do we handle this? So we can minimize this and come to this our first. The first email that we're going to get on that customized email usually comes with what configuration, right? So these are the thing you could see it. Um, this is where you need to focus on. The first one, the username, the email password, the email account password, the incoming server, the outgoing server, the ports, and all of that. So for IMAP is 993. For the SMTP, it is 465. So that's the basic thing you want to bear in mind. Now, if I go back to this, um, I don't know why this guy is not coming up. All right. So if I go back to my what do you call it, you would see that it already had those things filled up already for me. So I might not want to use this. I might just go ahead and continue, right? Whichever one. And then it's going to I say add so we need to sync your emails and all of that. You say continue, and that's it. Once the information is verified, you're going to see an increase in the number of emails. We have one, two, three, four currently. So we're going to be having another extra one that's going to come into our list of emails. So we're just gonna wait a bit. You see that your emails are not synced and all of that. So it's if you have more, you can add accounts. You can keep adding as much as you want. You could even add your Gmail and all. Once you're done, you could also get the mobile app and use it to log into your different accounts. So once you're done, you can click on done, and then you could see that email inbox here. You could see what I'm seeing here previously, right? So you can see every single thing. It's synchronized, and I can if I want to create new email, I can create email and do do ACC and BC and all of that. Put a subject, type how I want to type. Use the bold functionalities here, and then you could align, do a bulleted point or number listed, and then you could also align something to the left or you could also align to the center, anything, and then you could also attach documents and all of that. Where the case may be, you could see that here. Attach browse through your computer, and then you could also look at links. You can add more links and all. So that's basically it. So every time you get an email, it's going to drop in your. You could always just open the Outlook and have access to some of the emails, right? Without having to use the web version. Okay, so that's that basically. It's simple. It's straightforward. If you have question, you can always ask or drop in the comment or something, right? So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.